Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with my colleagues, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Houston Rockets playing against the San Antonio Spurs at AT&T Center. Checking out the Spurs. They may have some challenges, but this is a game they have had circled on the calendar and want to deliver the top-notch performance they know they can. Can we talk about Kawhi Leonard, fellas? One of the main pillars for his team. Obviously, great on defense. Is he somebody you can build the team around?
Well, he isn't flashy, but he's starting to put up elite numbers for sure.
Not that I'm a defense player, but I play with a lot of defense players. His defense is what pushes him to that superstar tier. This guy can work you at both ends. Still very young, not even close to his prime yet, Kenny.
Thanks for joining us as we go courtside now with Kevin Harlan for the call.
James Harden. Head coach of the team is Mike D'Antoni.
Are looking to defeat their Western Conference rival going into this game. Welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well.
Ready, gentlemen? Ready?
Tip-off goes to Houston. Capella, the pass to Harden. Both these teams, Brent, are well-seasoned and have veteran leadership.
So you expect, Kevin, if the game gets close, that the coaches might not have to use as many timeouts, can call some of their deeper sets in the playbook, and these teams will execute.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Houston, Harden and Ariza, the athletic wing pair. Ryan Anderson out there with Clint Capella, and it's Beverly in at the point. Now here's Mills. Shot clock at 5. Here's Leonard. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And there just aren't many guys that have a more devastating mid-range game. Leonard has fine-tuned that shot to where it's almost automatic.
Harden kicks to Beverly. Capella dishes to Beverly. Back to Capella. On the wing, Harden. Guarded by Green. Takes the three. And it's Beverly missing. For the Spurs with the ball. Leonard, the pass to Aldridge. No good from 11 feet.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
Anderson can't get it to go.
Well, the D wasn't awful, but it wasn't stifling either. He really should have made that shot.
Aldridge sets up the pick now for Leonard. Back to Aldridge. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Harden with it. The three. Mills with the rebound. Spurs have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Houston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. And here's Harden for 3. They get it back. And Beverly kicks to Ariza. A three-pointer, no good. Rockets on defense. Dishes to Dedmon. Back to Mills. Here's Aldridge. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
2 shots, gentlemen.
And certainly LaMarcus Aldridge has the capability to be a go-to scorer. But, Brett, he takes a lot of mid-range contested jump shots. Those aren't historically really Spurs types of shots.
Well, it's been interesting, Kevin, because LaMarcus Aldridge is so good at the mid-range that it's made Popovich rethink some of his offensive calibration, and they've searched him out in the spots where he's best. I think his comfort level continues to rise inside of this offense, and he'll get more and more efficient.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
Second player taken in the 2006 NBA draft, Aldridge has been an all-star multiple times and one of the game's most prolific scorers over the past decade.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
And LaMarcus at 6'11" is capable of playing both the power forward spot and, as the league moves forward, the center position. He favors playing the 4, but that versatility was huge in the Spurs signing him and keeping him around, something every team would value.
Now here's Anderson. The Rockets with another miss. Green against Harden. Green kicks to Aldridge. Goes up on the block. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. And when you talk about Aldridge at the 4 or at the 5, Brent, which position do you think he's best in?
Well, Kevin, seeing the league going smaller and smaller, he's more skilled, I think, than most centers at that 5 spot. He's got great foot speed, lateral movement's good, and he can stay in front of the smaller players, and that enables him to stay big against small ball lineups.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip end.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. Now, here is Harden. Mills with the rebound.
And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And Brent, you look at how the Spurs played last season, and any other season they might have had the best record in the league.
Well, they did have the best record that Greg Popovich has had as a coach with San Antonio, with 67 wins. And it was under the radar because of the Warriors' historic mark last year with 73. But it was the first time in history that the NBA had 2 different 35-win teams at the midway point of the season. It set up the stage for an epic showdown, and really some people let down that never happened.
And the first one at the line is good. You look at the crop of point guards in the NBA today, maybe in the golden age of that particular position, maybe the strongest we've ever seen in league history. Some would say yes, some would say no. You're shaking your head there. What do you think?
I think it's just incredible the amount of talent that we see on a nightly basis at the point guard position.
You're in awe.
Absolutely in awe, and I'm also just infatuated, Kevin, with the stylistic differences of what it is that these players represent. The shock and awe of a Russell Westbrook who'll come right at you, right over over you and right through you. The finesse and incredible shooting prowess of Steph Curry, the bulldog mentality of a Kyle Lowry. We have some amazing point guards in the league that do it in very different ways, but still lead their teams to great success.
Why now? Why now is it happening?
I'm not sure, especially when we talk about the NBA and what the NBA has represented for years. It's a bunch of tall guys who are really good that run around the court and throw the ball through the hoop. That's not what we're seeing. We're seeing skilled guys with remarkable ball handling ability, with incredible skill set, with their shooting prowess. And I'm not sure, but I'm enjoying it.
I am too.
Well, Eric Gordon coming off that big contract which ended last season. Injuries have just plagued his entire career, still trying to find a season where he can play all 82 games.
Jonathan Simmons is checked in for San Antonio. All free throws good from Eric Gordon. And Eric Gordon, a good outside shooter, not quite as explosive as he once was, though, getting to the rim.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Kevin. He's lost a little bit of that burst. Of course, at 6'4", he gives up a little bit of height at the shooting guard position, but still effective in scoring the ball.
Now here's Murray. And Ginobili wide open. He shoots. And he's good on the three ball. Ginobili's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Gordon kicks to Williams. Nene, the screen. And two free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. They get Pau Gasol.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And for a guy with a slight frame, Lou Williams can be one of the most aggressive players in the NBA, especially when driving to the basket.
And Kevin, I call it, he's a professional scorer.
Yes.
He can get streaky hot from beyond the arc, so you have to stay up on him. He puts the ball on the deck and uses his quickness to get past you. You almost always have to foul him to prevent him from getting to the basket, and he shoots a high percentage from the line.
That one is off.
And when you look at the Rockets, I mean, plenty of offense, but last year there was a huge drop-off defensively. And given this team's lofty goals, that really flies right in the face of that old adage, defense wins championships.
He hits the second from the line. And talking about how the Rockets are structured, they do have some players on the roster, Greg, who can play defense. It's a wonder they've been so bad at that end.
I mean, the problem with defense, though, Kevin, is that it takes all five guys to buy in. You have to have a level of trust on the floor, and that happens for the Rockets only once in a while, which is why they give up an insane number of points to their opponents.
And Beverly kicks to Gordon. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
Great concentration from Eric Gordon, who caps off the drive with the basket.
Gasol a screen. Murray dishes to Gasol. Gasol setting the pick for Ginobili. His three-pointers off the mark.
And they have a narrow edge here in rebounding early on, and you wonder what kind of a role that's going to play moving forward.
Here's Nene, and good. Got the English that time as it falls.
Just couldn't get a hand in the face on that one.
And this is where genetics may come into play, using that height, especially to get off the mid-range jumper.
Ginobili kicks to Gasol. Back to Ginobili. The shot misses. Good tee by Williams. Fires the three. He can't get that one to fall. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Spurs lead by 3. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And the Gasol brothers, Pau, talked about the joy of sharing the NBA stage with his brother Mark.
It's like a dream come true. It's hard to really picture it. I'm just proud to be Mark's brother, and I'm proud of what he's become as a basketball player and as a man.
Well, their story is a bit like a fairy tale, the way two of them, sons of medical professionals in Spain, have become two of the best centers in the NBA at this era.
Especially when you remember what a raw talent and how big and bulky Marc Gasol was when he was drafted by the Lakers. I mean, they traded him to Memphis for his brother, and that does all seem like fiction, doesn't it?
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, what do you think they've been doing or not doing?
A lot of tough D being played by them so far. It's been the difference maker.
Very physical, very active. Their defense has all the components needed to get stops.
So on the floor for Houston, they've got Trevor Ariza. Nene is out there with Clint Capella. Then there's Gordon, and it's Harden in at the point. Now here's Gasol. The feed to Murray. Rebound by Nene. Rockets trailed by 3. Nene, the screen. From deep. Rebound, San Antonio. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, LaMarcus Aldridge is going to be the next all-star big man in San Antonio. He downplays any notion of him as a successor to Tim Duncan. He said no one is going to fill his shoes. There's no pressure, and I'm not trying to be him. Our games are different. I think a pretty good perspective, Kevin.
All he has to do is be himself, D.A. Thanks. Now Harden. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range. Again, the miss by Gordon.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
And even though he's been on a roll tonight, that one was a bit forced.
Now here's Leonard. Outside Gasol. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Gasol's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Spurs. And following in the footsteps of Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard fits the Spurs mold of what a superstar player should be. Team first, defensive minded, a stoic demeanor.
Well, he's not worried about the number of touches either, Kevin. It's when called upon, just be ready. Seemingly avoids the limelight, just like Timmy, and he's all about getting better, being the best player he can possibly be, and then winning big.
Here's Leonard, following the basket by Nene.
Terrific defense. They definitely read the scouting report on this guy and could not have played him more perfectly there.
Gordon inside. Houston moving it around. Takes the 3. That doesn't go either for Gordon. Spurs leading by 4. About 3 minutes played so far in this second quarter. Gasol setting the pick for Murray. Gasol, a screen on Harden. Leonard with no one around. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
Whipping off the screen there like a tiger, Leonard creates enough space to get the shot off that he wants.
And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
Yeah, not a highlight reel play there. He needs to be aware of where he is on the court at all times.
And some changes here for the Spurs. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Gasol. Green comes in for Simmons, and it's Mills in for Murray. San Antonio's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Screen by Lee, and Mills kicks to Leonard. Aldridge with a screen on Ariza. Leonard with the ball. He's picked up by Ariza. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. The Spurs have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
And how about as a group, 80% on the season, one of their best attributes.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Lee.
One shot, gentlemen.
And it's Ginobili in for Kawhi Leonard. The Rockets also changing it up. Ryan Anderson, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Williams comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Patrick Beverley in for James Harden.
Coach Pop often talks about the value of corporate knowledge, the procedures and shared philosophies that guide his basketball teams year after year. They're actually compiling a database called the Spurs Way to make sure that knowledge is passed down over time.
And you think of the incredible success, Brent, the Spurs have enjoyed. You know it firsthand. You'd love to look at that written record for the Spurs and see that recipe.
Well, as much as there's X's and O's that go on in between the lines for the San Antonio Spurs, it's just very hard to duplicate or emulate what it is that the Spurs have been able to find in terms of the character of their team. That's what many franchises right now, Kevin, I don't think have a great handle on.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And Beverly kicks to Williams. Gordon a screen. The dish to Nene. Shoots from 14. It's hauled in by Ginobili.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Outside, Green. Anderson kicks to Ginobili. Offline with his three. Rockets trail by 10. Here's Williams. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
Aldridge with a screen on Beverly and the wide open shot from Green. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Houston shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
No good on that one. Second free throw, no good. And for a team with as much talent as the Rockets have had over the last few seasons, the results have been pretty mixed.
Yeah, and look at the club's recent rosters. I mean, they've been filled with a couple mega stars and then everyone else. At some point, you have to look past all the individual stuff and make the commitment as a team to play for each other. Unselfish, fundamental basketball. And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Mills passes to Anderson. There's 48 seconds left in the first half. Here's Aldridge. Rebound by Williams. Rockets trail by 6. Out to the right wing. Here's Beverly. No good with the triple. Manu Ginobili on the wing. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Now here's Beverly. He kicks to Anderson. In the corner, it's Gordon. Unloads from 13. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Even though Eric Gordon went in amongst the bigger guys on the floor, he's able to remain calm and get 2.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. The 3 from Mills. That one doesn't drop. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. It's San Antonio up by 3. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot, Pop. What do you need from the second unit in the second half?
just want to have a semblance of motion so that they know where they're going and the ball moves. They don't play in a crowd. Just basically see if they know what they're doing.
We'll all find out together. Thanks, Pop. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you've enjoyed our first half of action. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you back. Shaquille O'Neal is right there. Kenny the Jet Smith is right there. And this here is the halftime report. It was all about San Antonio as the game got going. Their lead at one point was up to 7, and they had some real nice momentum going. Things started to even out as the quarter progressed, as their lead was cut to just 1 by the end of the first. It was a battle during the second quarter, both teams scoring equally, and at the half, they still hold a 3-point lead. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
Well, so far, they've taken care of their business here at home. It's something you might expect, but it's not a given. We'll see if they can keep that up in the second half.
Shaq, how'd you think the Rockets were playing?
I like the way they rebounded. They devoted a lot of energy down low, fighting for each other on the boards, and they helped keep this game tight. If they can continue to do that, it could easily be the factor that swings the game in their favor.
And in a matter of moments, they'll be starting the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. See you, folks.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out away here in the third. Nice game, great performance by LaMarcus Aldridge.
It takes a lot to dominate a game without shooting lights out, but that's exactly what he was able to do with his play on the glass.
And team chemistry is so interesting to look at, Brent. You see some teams like the Warriors, players accept lesser roles. Andre Iguodala stands out, a Finals MVP 2 years ago. But in other teams, it's a problem. What creates, in your mind, that difference?
I think you have to understand who you are first and foremost. I know Greg Popovich all the time talks about guys checking their ego at the door and understanding how important it is for you to accept your role. And the quicker you do it, Kevin, the more you can accomplish in the season. Played many years in the NBA where a lot of guys did not understand what the coach was asking them to do until after the All-Star break. And after they accepted the role, the team would have this great run of wins.
Wonderful run.
But too late. If it was 2 months sooner, it would have been teams that would have participated in the postseason.
Coaches, GMs, they love the skill, but they also like the mind that goes with it and the framework with which they're going to play on that team.
It speaks to guys having maturity, Kevin, and that's sometimes hard to come by with how young the league is.
Mills teams up with Green in the backcourt. Leonard and Aldridge, the 2 stars at the 3 and the 4. And it's Dedmon in at the 5 down low. That's the San Antonio 5. Now here's Leonard. He's got 5. The rebound by Anderson. Anderson's got 3 rebounds now in this one. For the tie, and that's 2 points on the layup. Anderson's got his first bucket of the night.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Aldridge sets up the pick now for Green. Outside Leonard. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Leonard's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And sometimes it just doesn't matter how good the D is. Kawhi with the all-world ability to hit the jumper even when you got him blanketed.
And it's Capella missing.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
That's really one of his specialties, altering shots in close.
Mills dishes to Leonard. Aldridge with a screen on Ariza. Leonard kicks to Aldridge. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists in the game.
See, that's such an advantage right there. At his height, it's criminal to have that much range.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, Greg Popovich has set the standard with more than 1,500 career victories. Last season, he set the record with his 18th 50-win season, passing Pat Riley and Phil Jackson. Pop told us that I've been here a long time and I've had good players. That's the formula. Getting the players is difficult, and fortunate to have good ones. Guys, he's no glory hound. He knows what makes success.
No, but he can take a lot of the credit regardless. D.A., thanks.
Just trying to get a break in the action to clear some heads here. I mean, they've gone ice cold, and not a bad idea to give them a little quick breather.
Well, take your breather, but then come up with a game plan or a set that produces something high percentage. Let's get back on track.
San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Pau Gasol, he's checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. Lee comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Daniel Green. And Murray subbed in for Patty Mills. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Ginobili kicks to Gasol. Here's Ariza. 5 points in the game. Ginobili with the steal. And Ginobili with a clear path to the rack. Lays it in off the breakaway. Ginobili's got 5 points so far.
And defensively, they've gotten a little careless, not playing with the same focus we saw in the first.
And the dunk by Capella.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
You know, the thing about James Harden, though, there's really no perfect way to defend him. I mean, he can torch you from deep, drives the lane as well as anybody, and especially when he's looking to create contact. And in many ways, your best defense against him is a good offense. You try to match some of his points by scoring on the other end. Well documented that maybe defense not his strength, but you know, that's an area where if you want to have success, you're going to have to do a good job on that end.
Leonard, and the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
And they shot just over 30% in that first half. Not what they were looking for, obviously, but they're getting much better looks here since halftime and have brought that percentage up.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Gordon comes in for Ryan Anderson. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverly. That free throw good from Leonard. And thinking about ways to stop Harden, part of the problem is that he's really built like no other player out there.
Physically, he's got that barrel of a body, the long arms, and just enough quickness to blow by you. He's elusive, yet always looking for contact, which is why he lives at the free throw line.
And the Spurs with some changes. Anderson, he's checked in for Leonard. And Jonathan Simmons subbed in for Manu Ginobili. Pass to Simmons. Gasol on the high post. He dishes it to Simmons. Back to Gasol. Shot clock at 6. Gasol, a screen on Harden. Murray, no good. Rockets trail by 4. Williams passes to Gordon. Left side, Williams. In the corner, Harden. Good, great play by Williams to set it up. Harden's got 5 points so far.
You really have to guard against his smarts. Knows every angle.
1:21 left here in the third quarter. Gasol a screen. And Anderson has it in the corner. Jacks up a 3. No good from Gasol. Rockets have gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip. Gordon outside. Here's Nene. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Shots, gentlemen. 2.
And the stability of the San Antonio roster had always been one of their strengths, but with the departure of some of their veteran stalwarts, this Spurs team has a new look.
It's been really interesting how they've restructured what it is the franchise's foundation is going to be as they move forward. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard and LaMarcus Aldridge becoming the pillars of what the next 5 or 6 years of San Antonio Spurs basketball will be.
Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Lee. That one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. 56 seconds left to play here in the third. Murray kicks to Gasol. Gasol setting the pick for Anderson. It's stolen by Ariza. In the corner, it's Gordon. Lets the 3 fly. Rebound by Murray. The Spurs have gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. Anderson outside. Here's the screen. Here's Gasol. Kept alive.
I love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. And here's Harden. He has 5. Lets it go with the 3. Off target. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Spurs lead by 1. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
We got to really snatch the ball. You know, it's a real physical game. We've had a lot of times where we could have gotten control of a 50-50 ball, and they're getting them. They're being real physical. You got to grab it, snatch it like it's the end of the world if you don't get that loose ball.
Greg Popovich knows a few things about competing, knows how to push his guys' buttons.
And it's the toughness, guys, that he's emphasizing here. Not challenging his guys per se, just telling them the truth of what's really going on.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. They've got Clint Capella, Trevor Ariza out there with Ryan Anderson. Then it's Patrick Beverley, and it's Williams at the shooting guard position. Leonard dishes to Mills, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Well, there's a couple things that Patty is working on to be a better player in this league, and finding the open man is one of them.
Now Williams, Anderson wide open, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Anderson's got the game tied up here for Houston.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
There's the pass to Aldridge. Makes it off the glass.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Ariza. Feeds to Anderson. Tries from 10, and it's Houston with another.
Efficiency has been the hallmark right now down the stretch. He is making the most of his opportunity.
Leonard against Ariza. Right side Leonard. Back to Aldridge. It's stolen by Capella. Kicks to Beverley. And it's Ariza in the corner. Tries a 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. And it's a 3-point Rocket lead.
And offensively, they seem to have turned a corner.
Mills passes to Leonard. He feeds it to Dedmon. Outside, Green. Down to 5 on the shot clock. from 8. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Aldridge has got 4 this quarter. Houston's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
And the play was executed exactly as you draw it up until the very end. He's kicking himself.
And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, if Parker is the slower point guard at this point, Patty Mills comes in and definitely changes the pace for the Spurs. Out of Australia, a shoot-first guard who can hit off the bounce and off the catch, and so that three-point shooting ability puts pressure on teams. He's also a pest defensively, likes to get up and into guys.
And Brent, you talk about Mills' ability to pressure defensively. Very quick, and he gets a lot of steals.
Sometimes he can get caught gambling at times, can Patty, but on the whole, a very capable defender, a bit of a gnat out there, and a valuable player when you consider he went undrafted out of St. Mary's of Moraga.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beverly. James Harden, he's checked in for Williams. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Aldridge. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And you know, he hasn't been able to get to the line as much as he did in that first half. Credit the defense for making the adjustment.
At the line for 2.
And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge. And so LaMarcus Aldridge nails them both.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
And Anderson kicks to Harden. Pass to Capella. It's picked off. Look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Here's Aldridge. San Antonio again missing. Rockets trail by 4. And it's Ariza in the corner. Harden outside. Passes it to Anderson. Houston moving the ball around. Dishes to Harden. And there's the feed to Capella. A shot off that time.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Mills dishes to Dedmon. On the wing, Green. A 3 from Mills. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got 3 assists tonight.
For all the strides he's made in other parts of his game, Mills remains at his heart a dead-eye three-point shooter.
Here's Capella. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Loose D here. Critical stretch. I mean, you're better off sending them to the free throw lines than to have them get that good a look.
Well, they weren't even close enough to foul him there. That's how lax the D was on that play.
Now here's Leonard. Here's the 3. The putback. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Spurs lead by 7.
High-level offensive rebounder. Aldridge has the wingspan and timing to get to those.
And it's sent back by Aldridge. And the Spurs with possession. It's a 12-2 run here. Good pace. Now here's Mills. Defended by Beverly. Tries to keep it alive. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Well, good hand-eye coordination, but he could only get the deflection very close.
The Spurs making a switch here. Gasol's checked in. 59 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. 4 on the clock. Mills, that's a two-pointer, releases from the wing and drills it. And now a 9-point Spurs lead.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Well, doing things the right way and not letting up. Straight attack.
Harden kicks to Ariza. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time.
Put that pass right on target. Way to get your teammates involved.
Guys, you've got to think a basket here would seal it.
No question. That would be all she wrote.
Gasol, a screen on Beverly. And Mills kicks to Gasol. He can't get that one. And the Rockets take it the other way.
Not sure there's anything they can do to salvage this one.
Yep, if you could write, you'd put this one in a book. Even though he's on the short side for a center, that vertical really evens things out.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. And an intentional foul right there.
Shooting for San Antonio, Patty Mills at the line for 2.
So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6.
The Australian-born Patty Mills, former second-round pick. Who knew Mills would someday win an NBA championship? Well, the Spurs did.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
Was sure on those free throws, extending that lead and making it comfortable.
Timeout called the Rockets. They're trailing by 7. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
You know, I think he's just trying to send his team a message, you know, not willing to give up on this game just yet. Just trying to instill that fight in this group.
You still can't control the outcome, only playing your hardest moment to moment. That's what he's getting through to them now.
They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
At the line for your Spurs, DeJounte Murray. Taking 2 shots.
It's the first, and that puts them up by 5. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game. Now a timeout called by Houston. They're losing by 6. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And they still got a little time to play with, so a 3 and a quick foul make things interesting.
Definitely. Everything has to happen perfectly just to give them a chance.
Here's Gordon. Beyond the arc. A rebound by Gasol. And he commits the intentional foul. And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second.
And over the years, Gasol has proven himself to be a valuable teammate, someone guys love to be around, a guy that plays well with just about anybody.
And the second of two is good. That makes it a 7-point lead. Capella, the pass to Anderson. Here's Beverly. The Rockets with another miss. And so it's San Antonio with the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
LaMarcus, a stat-filling performance for you individually, and the team was in sync. How did that happen?
Playing defense. I thought in the second half, our defense was, a whole lot better. I thought, I played well up there too. So, I just went to work tonight.
Well, LaMarcus, congratulations on a fine performance. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And with this one in the books, we're ready to present our Jordan Player of the Game, LaMarcus Aldridge. One could say he had quite a fourth quarter. Completely shut the door on any attempt by the other side to sneak this one out.
LaMarcus Aldridge was a beast tonight. I don't care if he's on the low block or the high block or the elbow shooting threes. He has a versatility to his game that most power forwards don't.
Well, he's not usually the guy the fan comes to see, but tonight he was worth the price of admission. I don't know how much they paid Ernie, but I would have bought 10 tickets tonight. The fans were going crazy. That's when he really started to take over the game.
And that is a wrap, everybody. Thanks for joining us this evening. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. See you again soon.